It can be difficult to keep up with all of the latest innovations used in today's vehicles, especially if you are an older mechanic. For example, what is the difference between an electric and a hydraulic power steering system, and which is better? In this guide, we will compare both to determine which is preferable. We examine the advantages and disadvantages of both systems and compare the key differences among them. Hydraulic power steering was the standard for decades. This system includes a pump, a cylinder, and valves that control the flow of hydraulic fluid. The pump is powered by a belt that runs from the engine and is responsible for supplying pressure. The speed of the pump is proportional to the motor speed. Particularly when driving at high speeds, control valves are used to return pressurized fluid to the reservoir and avoid an imbalance. You can maintain the ideal level of responsiveness with this configuration. Pros: it's common knowledge that the hydraulic steering system works. These benefits have become more apparent as time has gone on. Years of advancement in engineering have made fine-tuning possible. Increased road connection via the steering wheel. Increased steering feel enables the driver to handle more skillfully. With this system, the road effectively speaks to the driver, enabling intuitive decision-making that results in a safer driving environment. In fact, because hydraulic steering responds so well, especially at higher speeds, many high-end sports cars and race cars still use it. Cons: there are flaws in the hydraulic power steering system. There are a number of drawbacks to take into account, such as these. You need power steering fluid. For most cars, maintenance is done every 5 years or 50,000 miles. Leaks of fluid are frequent. Impact fuel efficiency due to the engine's operation. More moving parts in a more complex system. There is a need for more engine space. The hydraulic system is prone to many more potential problems. It's possible that drivers don't always appreciate the cost of repairs and maintenance, from power steering fluid leaks to pump issues. What is electric power steering? Although it has only recently gained popularity, Fitz, the man who invented electric power steering, lived in 1876. This was invented long before the first automobile was manufactured. But it wasn't until the 1970s that it was widely used. An electric motor is used in this steering system in place of a hydraulic fluid pump. The electronic control unit and sensors exchange data so that the steering settings can be altered in response to various critical factors, including vehicle speed. There were a lot of bugs to iron out when it was first used, but as engineering advances, systems seem to get better. Pros: this system is present in more contemporary cars for a few clear reasons. These are a few of the benefits. Less complicated design. Simpler to maintain. There is no need for power steering fluid. Fuel efficiency rises as power is only drawn when necessary. Connects to driver assist features like automated parking and lane keep assistance. Makes up for bad wheel alignment and poor driving conditions. It is also possible to release software updates to improve the system's accuracy. Self-driving cars of the future will use this kind of steering. Cons: despite their greater popularity, there are a few drawbacks to take into account. Among them are the following: absence of road feedback or steering feel. The cost of repairs for electronic equipment can be high. Manufacturers are attempting to improve the electric power steering system's feel. The systems ought to be able to provide better feedback in the coming years, making the experience more pleasurable. Key differences. Let's examine more closely what distinguishes each system from the other. We look at the handling, power source, design, and requirements for upkeep and repairs. Maintenance and repair needs. Power steering fluid is required by the hydraulic system. The recommended maintenance schedule calls for changing this fluid. A power steering fluid change may run you between $25 and $125 on average. You can save money on labor if you know how to make the change on your own. Even though it's not a significant expense, some drivers would be content to forgo it. Fluid is not used in the majority of electrical power steering systems today. As a result, there is significantly less upkeep to consider. Beyond upkeep, repairs are an additional factor to take into account. Hydraulic systems are prone to more issues, such as leaks and belt problems. However, a lot of the issues are easy to resolve. Repairs for electrical power steering system malfunctions can be costly. The system contains a number of intricate sensors, all of which can be expensive to replace. Design. Compared to their electric counterparts, hydraulic power steering systems are more intricate. With more moving parts, this kind is more prone to failure. The hydraulic power steering system also requires more space and weight. These two elements work together to lower the vehicle's fuel efficiency. Handling. The superior driving experience is offered by hydraulic power steering. The reason race car drivers favor this setup is because of feedback they receive from the road. At different speeds, the electric power steering system provides a reliable experience. Manufacturers keep refining the system over time to bring it closer to hydraulic steering. Power source. The hydraulic steering system is powered by an engine-driven belt. The belt accelerates along with the engine. This configuration tends to result in a marginally higher fuel consumption for the hydraulic system. Indeed, but in a different way, the engine is also used by the electric power steering. Since power is only used when the wheel is turned, your overall gas mileage is improved. Conclusion: you are no longer able to choose between different steering systems when purchasing a new car. Most new cars have electric power steering as standard equipment. However, it's still critical to comprehend the distinction, particularly if you're looking at older models of pre-owned cars. Although the hydraulic system might feel better, it requires more frequent maintenance and consumes more fuel. Instead of concentrating on fixing hydraulic fluid leaks, technicians are now more concerned with fixing software bugs and electric motor failures. Over time, it's possible that power steering fluid will no longer be used in any cars.